Okay, let's go.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel, POP, or Probation Officer's Perspective. If you would, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button so you'll be notified of any of the new content that I'm pushing out. Let me get comfortable here. Sorry, guys. So if you read the thumbnail in the description, this is going to be strictly about like I like to show the corruption and some of the things that officers do, and they just can't help themselves. And in this video, like the description says, this cop hops in the back seat of his cruiser with the woman that's been arrested and handcuffed, put in the back, as they flirt back and forth, and he ends up in the back seat. You just got to watch it because it's crazy. So let's get going, and then we'll talk after the video. Or I'll be stopping it during the video so I can give my perspective on it.
All right, sir, step out of the vehicle for me.
In today's episode, we are going to look at an interesting case involving Officer Anthony Hare, who was caught with a female suspect in the backseat of a police car. On August 14, 2023, the San Diego Police Department responded to a car theft involving a male and a female suspect. They were both caught at a convenience store.
All right, whoa, let's stop this and back this up. So did you see, let's start that beginning again. San Diego Police Department.
All right, sir, step out of the vehicle for me.
Okay, that's a police officer. How did he get in the back? How did he get in the back seat? Lock himself in there. And there's a female arrested in the back seat with her she's handcuffed. How did that happen? Now, I'll be honest with you. Does it happen? Do these guys like not control themselves? Yeah, it does. It just shows you there's no integrity. They have no integrity. You know what I mean? I don't care who's in the back seat and how, whatever. You just don't do this. You just don't do it. It's not okay. You don't do it. And this is why people have such a bad image upon the police department and judicial system, because they don't they're not held accountable, a lot of them, but a lot of them are held accountable, or they might just get slapped on the wrist. They don't really go into details after that, or maybe they'll put them on, desk duty or the jail for a little, if it's not the city, but say it's a county, put them in jail, to work in the jail for a while, put them on a desk, whatever it is. That's their punishment before they're allowed to go back on the road. But a lot of times this happens, and I've seen it happen. Not like this. I've never seen cop get locked inside of his own car. I've never seen that. That's a new one. But I have seen some crazy things. So let's get going, and we'll go back to that after this.
In today's episode, we are going to look at an interesting case involving Officer Anthony Hare, who was caught with a female suspect in the backseat of a police car. On August 14, 2023, the San Diego Police Department responded to a car theft involving a male and a female suspect. They were both caught at a convenience store.
Hands in the air. Hand your stomach. Hands out. Hands on your back. Ma'am, put your hands in the air. Get down to your knees, ma'am. Put your hands behind your back, sir. Thank you. Hey, why are you guys tripping on me?
Hey, just listen to him.
Put your hands behind behind your back. There you go. Stay like that.
Behind your back. Why are you guys tripping like that? I can't
Follow
come
our
out of the
instruction.
Listen to him. I can't come out of the
Put your hands behind your back.
Hey, with the lighters on my
Okay, so I got to stop right there. And the only reason I want to stop is this is simple commands. This is where a lot of stuff goes totally sideways. Okay, they were in a stolen vehicle. I forget what else happened, but they had a stolen vehicle. They were being chased or whatever. They got caught there at this 7-Eleven. But it's simple commands that you give that they don't do. And sometimes they're nervous, they don't know what's going on, and I totally understand when they have, say, 6 officers screaming at them. One's telling them to do this, one's telling them to do this, and they don't know which one to do. But at this point, they're just telling them, hey, put your hands behind your back. I think it was. But it's simple commands that ends up escalating and going sideways and getting into a bad situation. I mean, if you get her pulled over, he's a criminal. I'm sure this isn't the first time he's ever been arrested. You can tell that by the way he's acting and the way he's talking. But that's just normal. I mean, if you're told, put your hands, whether you like it or don't like it, and their body cams are on, and they're recording all this, do what you're supposed to do, and you're going to be safe. If you don't do what you're supposed to do, then it could all be bad for you. It can end up really bad. So just do the commands. If you don't like it, or you feel like they're for some reason picking at you or targeting you, whatever, take that up at court afterwards. You know what I mean? Because you're not going to win in this situation. But I like to tell people that, look, if you're given commands, just follow the commands, But of course, you're going to have people that buck it. They don't like being told what to do. It's the police. I don't know how many officers are there at that point in time. Probably 5 or 6 at least. It's a stolen vehicle. They probably got their guns out, their guns drawn. Just do what they tell you to do. Put your hands in the air, put your hands behind your back, put your hands on your head, whatever they tell you to do. Lay down on the ground, just do it. Just do it. If things are bad, if you do everything they're told you to do and you have a beef with that, then you can deal with that afterwards. But don't get yourself hurt or worse because you don't want to follow commands. That's just my opinion, my advice, my perspective. All right, so let's go.
fucking face, man.
Put your hands behind your back.
Oh, please, oh, please.
Do not move. Just like that. Do not move. Don't move.
Why you guys? Yeah, put your hands behind your back for me. Just like that, baby.
Hey, can you guys get on him and
Yeah, we'll get her.
One at a time, guys. One at a time. One hand, dog.
My name is Israel, boy. How you doing? Man, a little scared. What the fuck?
We'll explain everything to you, man.
I know you're gonna spend everything.
Just relax, all right? Cool. Hold to your side. Bend your knees. Ready?
Take this one right here.
You got that going? No weapons or anything on you? Nah, nothing. Alright, yeah, for sure. Y'all can run me down and everything. Alright, come over here. Alright, go ahead and stand up for me.
Now, from what I can tell, and I've seen and I've worked with some real asshole cops or officers, no matter what it may be. And to me, it seems to me like, for a stolen vehicle, they're treating that guy pretty well. And both of them actually, but you know, they're helping him, you know, they're not being aggressive towards him or anything like that. I've seen it go way worse than that on a traffic stop for a stolen vehicle. A lot worse. So that's just me. Things I notice. If I notice something, I'm gonna stop the video and talk about it. So let's go.
Yeah, maybe it's easy.
Just roll over first, yeah, roll over.
Stand that up there. And then kind of
Wait, can you get the other one?
Yeah, hold on one second.
I'm a little heavy.
Alright, any weapons? Okay, we're just gonna go to my car right here, okay?
Follow me. Is this car right here?
On the other side of my car.
Can I put on my shirts?
Yeah, if you can.
Alright. You're gonna come with me to my car. So let's go.
He said you heard him when he said it
Let's go.
about asking me.
Yeah. This way. Walk across the street.
He said he was gonna ask me. What's it? Why are you the only mean one right here?
I'm not mean.
Bro, you're the
I'm not
only
mean.
dick right
No,
here.
we can
Honestly,
talk more once we get into the car, okay? I got your.
Sorry for calling that, but
I got your not your duffel bag, but the drawstring bag. I got all of that. Your makeup.
why are you the only one? Not really. Like, when you're doing your job, I understand you're doing your job. But why would you hate it like that? I just want.
Go. Step inside.
Wait. I'm gonna
Put your feet inside. Perfect. Just a little bit more. So I don't want to pinch your skin. All right.
Okay, key point in this video. You see what side of the vehicle that he put her in and seat belted her in. What side of the vehicle she was in? She was on the passenger side of the vehicle. We already saw in the beginning, but it goes different. It goes sideways. So let's keep going. But you know, he seems like he's trying to be nice to her. She's calling him names, saying he's not being nice at first. And then we'll see what happens now.
Officer Anthony Hare put the female suspect into the back of the car. She started flirting with him on the way to the station, asking him about his personal life. Officer Hare was not professional and entertained her advances.
Why are you asking that? What do you mean? I'm cool to you.
Not bad.
Now, see, that's just, yeah, like it said, unprofessional, integrity. When you're on the job, you're not, you know, you have a female, say you're a male officer, you have a female in the back who's intoxicated, high, or just normal, and she starts asking you personal questions. You don't give out personal information. You don't tell them, yeah, you know, are you married? You know, you don't entertain that stuff. You keep it 100% professional. Does that mean you got to be an asshole? No. Does it mean you have to be super nice to them? No. But you can you have to have a rapport. It does help having, you know, mutual respect for each other. It makes your job a whole lot easier. But in this case, it's a different story. He's going a little bit overboard.
What is it gonna hurt me if I were to sleep with that? You know what I mean? Like, that's what I say. If I were in your shoes, I'd
Head south on Denver Street. Claremont Drive. Then turn right on Claremont Drive.
climb a good corner and come back to a different way.
I'm not too sure. I'll tell you later. Me? Once in a while. Whatever. Hold on, it's a turn. That's good.
Now, I just wanted to point out, you can tell she's trying to work him and try to get, out of the situation. She's not saying it in per se, but she's hoping that, like she said, it doesn't hurt to ask or to say. And again, does this happen? Has this ever happened to me? Yes. But did I handle it in a professional manner? Yes. Not different scenarios, but the same aspect of it. But let's keep going. He's entertaining it. Let's go. Let's see what else goes on.
It's very loud. I can't hear you. Oh, I can't because of all the wind. It's all good.
Now she's doing a lot of talking, but it's inaudible, so you can't hear exactly what she's saying. And when they get to the point where it's more audible, they'll start saying what she's saying.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I remember. Of course. So everything has to be, yeah. It's not lost or anything, you just have to go pick it up after. Yeah. Wait, hold on. I'll tell you after, hold on.
After the conversation took a huge turn. The female suspect then asked the officer to join her in the backseat to have fun.
A little bit. Well, I can't hear you now. Don't say that right now. No, I said don't say that right now because everything's being recorded right now.
Okay, that's where it starts right now. Is he's got his body cam on. She's saying, hey, let's go, join me back here. I want to, get down. And he's telling her, hey, don't, watch what you're saying because you're being recorded right now, trying to give her a heads up to keep quiet. Why is he telling her that? I don't know. I guess we'll find out right now.
What's going on?
After
So what that said was, I apologize, my screen covered it up, is that the female that's handcuffed in that's arrested in the back seat starts touching herself, and then this happens. Then that's what that said across there. I got cut off by my picture there. I apologize about that.
Officer Hare asked what was going on in the...
But you notice that he instantly turns off after they said that she's back there, touching herself.
back seat, he decided to turn off his body cam. However, what he didn't know...
Now, what? Okay. Why do you turn your body cam off? And he should know this. This is where I said, like I said, I mean, are they all bad cops? Is law enforcement in general all bad? No. Is there bad apples in this? Yeah, there is. You're going to have one bad apple out of, I'd say probably every 10, 1 out of 10. You're going to have those people that do things. And turning off your body cam, referring to, I mean, just like that interview I did on Blood on a Razor Wire TV, I was asked about the Sonia Massey shooting and that deputy. I'm going to do a video on that, even though I know a lot of people have already done a video, but I actually was interviewed by Blood on a Razor Wire TV and asked questions about it, but I didn't see the video. I hadn't seen the video yet. I just heard about it, and I kind of saw little bits, and that was before they released the whole footage. And then after I saw the whole footage, then I had a totally, I mean, my perspective was still the same, but a lot worse for that guy that was a deputy. But anyways, that's for another interview. Or for another perspective. Let's keep going and see what. So, I mean, they didn't used to have GPSs on all the vehicles, and then they started putting that years ago. So he already knows. I mean, he's got to know. If he doesn't know, I mean, this officer's clueless. If he doesn't know that there's a GPS tracking on his police cruiser, he's crazy. They've had those GPSs on for quite a long time. Most departments have, especially bigger departments. They have GPS. They can track you everywhere you're at, so you can't. That was one of the good things about back in the old days. They didn't have all that. They had body cams. They didn't have GPS. You could, there's a lot more you could have done, and think about how much stuff probably was done. I don't know. All right, let's continue. What, this guy's an idiot, though. I mean, he's being tracked on the GPS, but yeah, come on, man.
was that the police cruiser had GPS, which showed Officer Hare slowing down, turning onto a residential street, and eventually stopping. An hour later, a supervisor arrived at the scene.
An hour later, a supervisor arrives on the scene of where he's parked on the side of the road. So the GPS. So he's in the back seat. Well, let's just finish up this here, and then I'll keep talking about that. Just remember, he was in an hour later. They showed up
and unlocked the back door for Officer Hare, who was with the female suspect.
All right, sir, step out of the vehicle for me.
Okay. Remember when I told you guys watch when he put her in the back seat of the cruiser? What side was she sitting on? The passenger side. Where's she sitting at now? She's on the driver's side. And it looked like he put her seatbelt on because, man, how embarrassing would that be? Not number one, how embarrassing would that be? Humiliating. I mean, holy crap. You got to call your supervisor, because how did that happen? So you got in the back seat of the car with this woman that's handcuffed and arrested. But this is an hour long. This went an hour before he showed up. So who knows how long, that or what was going on. Did he unhandcuff her? I didn't notice if he had his duty belt on or if he left it up front. But who knows? For an hour, you're in the back seat. And here's another thing. How'd you close the door? Why'd you close the door knowing you can't get out? You can't get out of the back seat or the back doors. But somehow you shut the doors. You can see the door sticks open. So the front doors on a cruiser, like on the Tauruses and the Explorers, they have a strap on them. And what that strap does is so that your door only opens so much and automatically shuts when you get out. So when you swing the door open, it'll only swing so wide because they have a strap there. It's like a ratchet strap type material, and it's in the door, and that's on the front door, not on the back doors. And that's so when you get in and out of your car, your door shuts. No matter what, it'll shut, and it will only open up so far. But let's keep going. Let's see. So his supervisor has to come after an hour. He's parked in a residential neighborhood in the back seat of his cruiser with this chick who was arrested. He's and his supervisor has to let him out. Let's see what happens.
114 yellow. What code for? Everything just went wrong. Okay, hold on. Let me turn my camera off. She's code 4? She's code 4. Okay. Yeah, let me turn this off real quick.
According.
Okay. Okay, so his camera, he shuts his body cam off. All right. His supervisor comes out because he's been missing. He's supposed to be taking her to the headquarters. And he stops off because she's making gestures and doing whatever she's doing in the back, and decides he's going to join her, gets in the back, and supervisor comes. This whole time his body cam's off, the officer driving. Supervisor comes, gets him out, and says, hold on, wait a minute, because he doesn't want to incriminate him, get him to incriminate himself or say anything. So he shuts his body cam off. So supervisor, he's in it. I mean, he's trying to cover up for him too. That's not a good look. I mean, your boss is supposed to stick up for you if you're doing the right thing. They're supposed to have your back 100% if you're following everything by your code and everything you're supposed to do. But when you're doing shady shit, now it's going to be the supervisor's ass also. Why'd you shut your body cam off? But let's keep going.
To the investigator, the supervisor switched off his body cam because he did not want Officer Hare to incriminate himself. After 30 minutes, Officer Hare took the female suspect to the station.
Do you have anything on you might post and harm you? Any personal or anything? Just say so.
Now this part I don't get. I don't understand. Okay, this is a holding cell. That's a female officer patting her down or whatever she's getting ready to do or what she's doing. And then the officer that was in the back seat with her comes in. I believe that's who that is. I'm not clear on that, but.
Yeah, you're right. Not so much. Not so much. Flavor? Oh.
Do you have any gloves?
Ah, it's pretty cool.
It's hard to how I can switch read I'm sure shoes you want to do that there. Would you case rubber shoes levels?
I can do the switch later.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do the switch later.
I know you can't talk.
I don't know what that was. I mean, I understand the female officer has to, do the pat down. But I don't understand what he's doing with her after that. I don't know what that was all about. I mean, they're at the headquarters now, so he's going to question her about the stolen vehicle she was in. I don't know. But he screwed up. I mean, that whole hour. But he fell into the trap. I mean, people do that to get out of stuff. Like, even as a kid, I mean, anybody, like, let's say as a kid, like a little kid, did I do something to try to help me get some candy or, from my, or have my mom give me some ice cream or, you know what I mean? Yeah, of course, we all did that as kids, but this is an adult and this guy's wearing a badge. And this is what I talk about. These videos I've been doing about these corrupt officers that are sex offenders and the treatment, they're getting the special treatment. I try to tell you guys, I've seen it. I've been there. Watched the first couple videos I did about chomos and pedophiles with the dude, the director of Jeepers Creepers. And it's got a picture of him and a picture of, what's his name? Jared Fogle. I think it's Fogle from Subway. Yeah. Watch those two. I go into it about that and how this what even the supervision of them. It's just crazy. Watch those two videos if you haven't already watched them. But anyways, let's get into some more and see what happens. Now the investigator for I'm guessing IA, internal investigations, internal affairs is doing this investigation. Somebody is, but let's see.
Okay, it's 15:43 hours at Northern Division. Okay, you mind just showing us?
How you did it? So I was like this, and then you want.
Okay, so that's Officer Hare. That was the officer that was driving, and the officer that was in the back seat. And now you got the investigator, and he's telling them to show me how you got in the back seat and how you got stuck, or how you got back there and what were you doing and how that happened. But yet he never called it in on the radio. You'll see.
See how she was laying down, or
How you ended up inside.
so yeah. So she was laying down. Her face was over there. And then I was just like kind of right here. I was like, well, at first I was like, hey, wake up. I was like, hey, you okay? Blah, blah, blah. She did, like, so her head was facing towards that way. And then, so then this is when I was shaking her, and then this is when I went in. But then I don't know if I had my hand like this, and then something like that happened, and I kicked it with my foot like that, and then I was in, and then I was waking her up like this. I was like this, waking her up. While I was waking her up, I hear the door click behind me.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, so yeah, I was like this. And then when I found out the door was clicked behind me, I positioned myself like this. And I already knew that there was no door handle, but I was just like frantic. I was like, I can't get out of here.
Okay.
And then that's when she was able to sit up here. And then I told her, you can stay there, blah, blah, blah. And then I was just like hunkered down like this on my side.
So let me go to the other side, then you climb back in.
You're being investigated, dude, and you're saying, and just blah blah blah. No, you got to say what you got to, what happened. But my point, an hour. Did he call that right in? What was he doing in the residential neighborhood? I didn't hear him get on his radio. No, he shut his body cam off, and that was it. Hour later, he's locked in the back for an hour. How long did this go on before he calls it in, or it doesn't really say, or the supervisor went out to check on him because they had him on GPS off the route in a residential neighborhood parked for an hour. You know what I mean? Nothing. So I don't know if it doesn't really specify. I'm just taking my guesstimations. He was in the backseat doing what he did and having his little thing. And but the dumbass got locked himself in the back. I don't know how that happened. Like, seriously, like he pulled the door. I mean, I could see and I'm not trying to stick up for this guy at all. I could see where it's a habit to grab the door and shut it. He knew what the hell he was doing. That's why he shut his body cam off. That's why he didn't call anything in. I mean, you got to call everything in. So if you, for some reason, you're pulling off the road or you're going into a residential neighborhood, well, why? You're supposed to be heading on the highway or this route down this road to get to headquarters. Why are you veering off the route in parking? For what reason? Like he said, I don't know if you guys caught that, but he was like, oh, her head was down. And she was like, no, she was asleep, or I didn't know what was going on. I was trying to wake her up, and whatnot. But you're going to see, like I said, he was sitting there. She got on the other side because of initially she was seat belted in on the passenger side. This guy's an idiot. He's just a freaking idiot. Just a disgrace, though. Another disgrace to the badge. I mean, some of you guys might be thinking, oh, yeah, man, well, if I had some chick, I would do that. Nah, no. If you have integrity, dude, and loyalty and any respect for yourself or any others, you would not do that. Now, when you get off of work, that's your own business, your own time. But while you're on duty, you have that level of integrity to uphold higher than the rest. You're supposed to hold that integrity higher than the rest of the community and criminals, but he's just as bad. I mean, gee.
Okay, go ahead.
Again?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Open the door, and then as I came in like that, I was trying to wake her up. My feet wasn't this. My feet didn't get caught like that. And then when I was like waking her up, that's when I noticed that this door closed on me. And that's when I was like frantic trying to open the door, but I know there's no door opener. And then from then. She was able to. So I was like this majority of the time. I was trying to get her up because her face was right here.
Okay.
Right here, and then I was trying to like wake her up to get her up.
I bet her face was down there, and he was this way and standing that way, and dude, his story's like If you believe him, I got some property to sell you. I mean, come on now. It don't take a rocket science to tell you this guy's full of shit and he's lying out his ass to save his job because he freaking couldn't keep it in his pants. And that happens all the time. He couldn't keep it in his pants. Now, this bullshitting story of how he's telling it, again, how'd she get over on the other side when she was seatbelted on the other side? I mean, obviously they know already, and he's toasted. He's toast. It doesn't matter.
And then next thing you know, I hear the door close on me. I was frantic. I was looking, and then that's when she started to kind of like, I guess, wake up or get dazed off, whatever. And then that's when I asked her like, "Hey, are you having a hard time